NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening. We may be closer to a definitive answer to one of the nagging questions about COVID vaccines, and that is, will we need a follow-on booster shot later on? Well, the head of Pfizer is saying that will likely be the case for his company's vaccine, suggesting an annual shot could be in the cards beginning a year after being fully vaccinated. The idea to keep your body's defenses up against the virus, especially the variants. We'll also dig into the number of people infected despite being fully vaccinated. Some interesting numbers to share with you there, especially considering 126 million have received at least one COVID vaccine dose in this country. We're also watching hospitalizations tonight at 38,000. Let's begin our coverage now with Miguel Almaguer.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
For the tens of millions of Americans inoculated with the Pfizer vaccine, tonight new word, they'll likely need a third shot, a booster dose, within 12 months of being fully vaccinated. Pfizer's CEO says, like the flu shot, the vaccine could be annual.
The variants will play a key role. It is extremely important to suppress the pool of people that can be susceptible to the virus.
The Pfizer news comes as the future of the Johnson & Johnson shot remains unclear, but just the decision to pause is having an impact.
I saw patients today who were scheduled for Johnson & Johnson, and when I told them we needed to reschedule, they're like, no, thank you.
With 7.6 million Americans already inoculated with J&J, the 6 women with rare blood clotting experienced it within 2 weeks. Roughly 3.8 million people are still in that window.
Some hospitals, like this one, say in recent days those just inoculated with J&J have been showing up to their ERs with no symptoms and no medical problems, but are instead overly concerned.
Today on Capitol Hill, leading health officials sought to reassure the public. At a time when COVID cases are climbing, authorities are trying to ensure public confidence isn't dropping. Miguel Almaguer, NBC.
Before you watch this video, viewer discretion is advised. There will be some harsh language in this particular segment of the video. So please, if you have younger children, or you sensitive to curse words, or you're a Christian sensitive to harsh language, viewer discretion is advised. Shalom. Okay, so let me get this straight. But before I get this straight, let me profess that I am not the most well-educated person. In fact, I'm not a college grad, right? I don't really worry about meeting the white man's standard of education. I do have enough street smart enough to know when I hear bullshit and I see bullshit being presented to me, I can acknowledge it right away. You feel what I'm saying? So initially, when this whole vaccine rollout came about, right, they said, oh, you needed 2 shots. Then a couple of weeks later, and by the way, family, I am being condescending and sarcastic in this video, all right? So bear with me. Then they said you needed, you needed 2 shots. Then right after that, they said, oh, they only have enough for 1 shot, so which means you didn't get your 2 shots. So what happens then? Now they're saying you're going to need a booster shot. So you're going to need 3 shots total. Then they went as far as to say also that, shit, you might be getting a shot every year, like the flu shot. So what's really going on, family? Now, are y'all really that naive to believe everything these motherfuckers are telling y'all? You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm so glad I'm so different than many others. In other words, I'm not a sheep. Because, you have a lot of Christian-minded people out there that are sheeps, right? Because in the Bible it says Jesus is a shepherd and he's leading the sheeps. And I've done some research on sheeps, and sheeps are some dumbass animals, family. They are some dumb motherfucking animals. So much so they need a shepherd to lead them, to literally lead them, tell them when they're eating shit and all that. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all are that dumb, y'all first of all need a shepherd, a pastor to influence y'all, to convince y'all to take a shot, right? If y'all are that dumb where you can't think for yourself, to know that this shit doesn't make sense. First of all, this so-called vaccine is in the trial stages. It's an emergency trial stage, and it's not even a vaccine. Not the way how they presented it to be. What this potion is doing is basically triggering certain things in your body. It's not going to help you or prevent you from getting the so-called virus. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? They're saying it only helps you. It assists you. It assists your body in getting over the shit, which means you're going to get the shit anyway. So why would you put some shit in your body that they're alleging that have all these? I can't even mention the ingredients anymore on YouTube because YouTube is sanctioning my shit. So you go do the research for yourself. Aborted fetuses, I think that was one of the ingredients. I'm going to say, fuck it, because they're saying it on the news. You know what I'm saying? So what is wrong with y'all? Are y'all that desperate? Are y'all that stupid to know that, you know what I'm saying, despite everything that they're telling you is wrong with this so-called shot, y'all are still lining up in droves. In Baltimore, family, I've seen so many of our people online waiting for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Incidentally, it is in Baltimore where the distribution center is. And it's so ironic that every time something goes wrong with any motherfucking vaccine or anything at all, it always has to start with the black community. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, family. I personally believe if there is in fact such a thing as a mark of the beast, which I think there will be, you know what I'm saying? The Bible prophesied. I don't really put 100% stock in the Bible, but I do know even if prophecy is created by man, they're going to make sure the shit come through. You know what I'm saying? If it's in the Bible, they're going to make sure it comes to fruition. How do we know that the so-called vaccine is not the mark of the beast? Because remember, it said you can't buy or sell without taking the mark of the beast. And the thing with the mark of the beast, according to my research, they're not going to force it on you right away. Right? You're going to voluntarily take the shit. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all going to voluntarily take the shit. It ain't going to be forced upon you. Because that way you can't say, well, they forced me to take the shit. No. Like the many of y'all that lined up for that vaccine, it will be given to y'all voluntarily. That way, their hands is clean. They can't say, well, you know, if the Most High or whoever God is, you know what I'm saying, decide to judge them and say, you know, why did you give them? No, well, you know, they voluntarily took the shit. That's the thing with drug addict, right? People like to blame the drug dealers and shit. No, the drug addicts is the one, you know, nobody forced you to take the shit. You voluntarily took the shit. All the drug man is doing, right, is basically supplying you the motherfucking product. You know what I'm saying? They got to make a living too. So if you, I'm not condoning drug selling, right, dealing, because y'all know how I feel about my community. I don't like drug dealers in the black community. If you want to sell drugs, don't sell it to the black people. Don't sell it to people that look like you. You know what I'm saying? So don't think I'm condoning this shit, but I'm just explaining to you that everybody got to make a living. Everybody got to make a hustle. Sometimes they put you in the system, you can't do better, so you have to do something illegal to get by to feed your motherfucking family. They do it every day. Every day they do it. So why we can't do some shit too? You know what I'm saying? When we were selling weed, the shit was criminal. Now these motherfuckers can go and they can put up dispensers and shit and buy this shit. You know what I'm saying? Buy and sell this shit legally. When they do shit, it's okay. It's legal. When we do anything, it's illegal. It's illegal as a fucking black man to walk down the street nowadays. And don't want to even talk to the police. The police stop you and you just don't want to have a conversation with them. It's illegal to do so now. Otherwise, if you don't engage with them, it's a death sentence. This is how fucked up this prison planet is. And that's why a lot of you fucking sheeps are going to be led to the slaughter, because y'all are some dumb motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Always want to go along to get along. Well, he took the shot. My sisters, they took the shot. Right? Dumbass fucking idiots. They dumb as shit. And those are my family. So if I could talk about the white man, I could talk about my family too. Right? Show that I'm not biased. They dumbass. One of my sisters called me over there. Oh, I got my second shot. I'm saying, good luck on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't realize that this shit, we don't know nothing about. This shit is unknown. But everybody, like, you know, just joining. Well, what you know, what's the worst can happen? What's the worst can happen? Well, you will see. You will see. So the Johnson & Johnson vaccine that everybody was lining up for in Baltimore, right there, everybody possibly already took. Now they're gonna have to wait to see, because this is a 3-week turnaround to see what the effects of this so-called vaccine is. Right? Trial fucking vaccine. It's almost like they're using y'all as guinea pig. They're using y'all as guinea pig, and a lot of y'all are just lining up. So I suspect that you Christians will take the mark of the beast. Y'all read about this shit in Revelation. Oh, I'm not gonna take it. Y'all will. Y'all will, because if they come mandate this shit and say, listen, if you don't take this other vaccine, right? Because, you know, every year it's going to be a new strain, right? New strain of coronavirus and shit. So next year, You motherfuckers that talk about I ain't taking that shit, you gonna have to take it because you're a Christian. You a fucking Christian. You gotta go. Jesus said you gotta obey your earthly master. Remember that shit? Obey your earthly master, motherfucker. So you gonna be online taking that motherfucking vaccine because Jesus said to obey your earthly master. That's what Jesus said. Turn the other cheek. Love your enemy. That's what your motherfucking savior, Jesus the Christ, said. So you better take that motherfucking vaccine. Otherwise, I'm gonna call Jesus on your ass. Okay? Fucking stupid ass. Fucking shit. Yo. You know why I'm upset, family? Because when I think about how stupid my people are sometimes. Not all of y'all, because many of y'all are waking up. But these fucking older generation, they just set in their ways. You try to explain some shit to them like, listen, you know, the Bible said in the last day technology was going to be increased. They say, yeah, that's planes and trains. No, technology, basically, it didn't say technology. It said knowledge. Knowledge will be increased. Right? Knowledge of who the fuck we are and who the fuck they are. That's what the knowledge is about. And now we younger people trying to wake these older folks up. They don't want to hear this shit. For all these years of their life, they've been doing the same old shit, family. For 30, 40, 50 years, 60 years. And in the same predicament. And we younger people now try to come and say, listen, with the technology that the Most High, the advanced knowledge that the Most High have given us, now we can teach y'all some shit before y'all die. And think y'all gonna meet some motherfucker named Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? I apologize, family. Dumbass spam calls. But anyway, as I was saying. So, yeah, the Bible said knowledge will be increased. Knowledge of who the hell we are and who the hell they are and what's going on. But a lot of time we always ask for stuff from God, right? You pray to God and he give you the answer, but it ain't in the way how you want it. So you just disregard the shit. So it really pisses me off to know that people that's close to me that initially told me they would never take the vaccine. One of my sisters, she's a nurse for over 29 years, right? She told me she spoke to a doctor, a white fucking doctor, and the doctor told her not to take the vaccine. In confidant, do not take the vaccine. And he was explaining some shit. What is in it? And it's a trial thing. And she was telling me, and I was all excited. Like, okay, at least one of my sisters is on board. Family, come to find out, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months later, this nigga called me and told me she took the vaccine. Right? And the way she told me, this is the second time someone told me that's close to me they took the vaccine. The way she told me as if like she was scared to tell me, but she felt the need to tell me. I don't know why she felt the need to tell me. I guess because if something happened to her ass and to get back to me that she took it. Not saying that, I'm some big badass. No, it's just that because they respect my position on the fucking oppressor. They already explained to them who the oppressor in class is, what they do, what their intentions are to destroy the human race, right? The hybrids are going to try to destroy the human race. And she agrees with me, but she still went ahead and took the enemy's potion. Just think about it. This shit is a trial. It says trial vaccine, right? It's an emergency. It's so much of an emergency that you can't sue their ass. You have to fucking sign a disclaimer. Matter of fact, there is mandated by law that you cannot sue them. You feel what I'm saying? If anything goes wrong, if your pussy get dried up, if your titties fall off, if you have 2 fucking heads on your neck and shit or whatever, you can't sue them. Right? So that should be a hint for your ass that something is wrong with this thing. But because everybody like to get along. I was just thinking about something the other day, right? I was saying to myself, back in the civil rights movement when Martin Luther King and shit wanted to fight for civil rights, for rights of blacks to drink from the white water fountain. Why the fuck we had to drink from their water fountain? Why we couldn't clean up our shit and drink from our water fountain? Why do we always feel the need we got to go along to get along with these devils? Why? Why we couldn't just get our own shit? This is why now, since you want to drink their water, they're poisoning your shit. I.e. Flint, Michigan, Chicago, Detroit, New York, New Jersey, all these inner cities, they poisoning your water because you want their shit. They like, we told y'all, stay on your side of the motherfucking road, and we'll stay on our side of the road, but niggas always want to cross over. You know what I'm saying? We always got to get along with Massa. We got to get Massa to love us. You know what I'm saying? We got to be validated by Massa. If we don't not validated by Massa, then we are nobody. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're in the situation that we're in. And we're going to continue to be in the situation that we're in because a lot of y'all are fucking sleepwalkers. You know what I'm saying? Don't take the vaccine. Don't take the vaccine. These motherfuckers still line up to take the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Black people of all people, even Hispanic people, some of them ain't taking that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're the one that's dying mostly from the shit, according to the, statistics, right? The report. And a lot of them ain't taking the shit because you know what? Just maybe they're a little bit smarter than many of our black people. Maybe they, they feel, well, they got the complexion of the so-called white man. A lot of them are from Latin America anyway, so they don't need to act like the so-called white man to that degree. But niggas, because you're self-hating bastards, right? You hate the way you fucking look because the white men have told you the standard of beauty is to have blonde hair, blue eyes, and a straight fucking nose. And you don't understand, they had to have that. That genetics that they have is for them, not for us. Because they're recessive, right? But because y'all have all this self-hate, everything the slave master tell you, motherfucker, or descendants of the slave master tell y'all to do, y'all do the shit. Got that fucking Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't have the Stockholm syndrome. So go ahead. Keep shooting that shit up in your shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Please line the fuck up, you fucking sheeps. Because the shepherd is waiting for your ass.